it's so important for us to understand that when we are talking about the burden of osteoporosis, bone disease, fractures, and we've been discussing today that almost 70 fractures a minute are being seen in adults. But what we fail to understand is the entire bone density mass is formed in childhood and adolescent phase. So what we need to focus in India is to move our attitude towards prevention. On an average, like 20 to 25% newborns who are born in India are either preterm or low birth weight. And when we talk about these babies, they are higher risk for having issues with the bone density. The norms, how to give, when do we fortify, is it standard, those who have liver disease, the kidney disease or lung issues. So there are so many issues that are not being addressed, and there's nothing like screening that we do on these babies at 1 year, 3, 5, 10. So this entire cohort is already at a backstage. And then when we talk about the bone density, what is very important to understand is what is bone. So yes, we talk about as calcium and minerals in it, but 30% of it is protein. So in India, we have an added issues where not only our diet, which is being in vegetarian, many of the adolescent girls especially are taking diet which are low in the calcium, and of course the vitamin D issues which I'll address. The protein is also an issue because we are a vegetarian based diet. So we need to understand, especially children should be on a good high protein diet, as well as taking care of the calcium in that. And calcium sources are not only milk, curd, yogurt. Look for F when you take milk, which is fortified milk, because that is going to be useful with if it is fortified with vitamin D. And in addition, if there is any concern, especially in adolescent athletes, and you think your exposure, like ideally we are supposed to have between 10:11 to 3 p.m., at least 3 to 4 days a week, you should have 30% of your body to be exposed to sunlight to get the vitamin D. So talking about the pollution, talking about the way we cover ourselves, and the change of lifestyle of children to indoor, sedentary, screen, etc., digitalization. This, I think, is going to be worse as we move around, because the entire new generation is getting depleted in, the bone density, because not only are we addressing and saving our preterms and newborns, we moved into a sedentary lifestyle and pollutions. So this is going to get worse if we do not take a strategy in India where we say that these children who are high risk need to have something like a screening. Am I screening? Am I looking into the calcium or vitamin D? It's time to visit all this and address them. And I'm happy to say that being in a relatively like a policy seat,